All right, what's going on, everybody? The New York Giants draft is over. We covered all the UDFAs. We've done everything. So I told you guys and I told myself that once the draft was over and this dead time, we're going to have our usual good podcasts and stuff. But what I want to do is I want to look at Shane Bowen, right? This is something I wish I would have done with, past defensive coordinators where I go and watch some film. I watch a game here and there. I look at their third downs. What I want to do is I want to go through all 17 games of Shane Bowen's Titans defense last year and not just watch it, but chart it, right? So I have this sheet of paper where I'll be charting it live with you guys. So it may not be the most interesting thing, but I wanted to do it while also making content out of it. So there's one, we're just going to talk through it. We're going to chart 7 things. Safety alignment, single high, two high. In fact, reminded me sometimes there's a zero safety look, but that's very rare. But I will put that in there. Is it a stack box versus a light box? Now, some people just think, oh, 8-man box, but that's not true. If you have only 5 guys in the box as an offense, they have 6 guys in. That's a stack box. So stack versus even box. 4-man rush or 5+, right? A blitz or a replacement blitz where you drop a defensive lineman and send a linebacker. So it's technically not a 5+ blitz, but it is somewhat of a blitz. Coverages, cover 1, 2, 3, 4, and so on. Safety rotation. Do they rotate up or down? Do they rotate at all? And then stunts, because that's something the defense likes to do. So I want to see how many stunts they're doing in a game. So let's get into it. Make sure to subscribe to the damn channel. Wide 9. Excited to see the wide 9, Travis. Yeah, we're going to see some of that. So let's get into it. So let me present, share screen, entire screen. Bam, wham, bam. So I want to make it where it's just the screen, not even. Okay, so how's this? I'm actually going to pull it up on my end to make sure it looks like how I want it to look. I guess I could just look at the Twitter. So yes, this is how I want it to look. So let's get into it. First play. What are we looking at, right? Safety rotation, or maybe I'll just talk regular because this is going to be a long haul. I want to do 2 games. If this hits like over an hour and a half, then we'll just do one game. So first thing, we got a single high safety. We have a stack box. Usually a single high safety coincides with a stack box, but not always. What do we have? So Saints are running some play action boot. Throws it down into the flats. All right, this is what I believe is cover 3, right? We got 3 guys playing the deep thirds of the field. Everything underneath. So that's a cover 3 coverage. All right, what's happening up front? Do we have any blitz? Is an odd front. All right, we've got a just a regular 4-man rush, even though it's play action. But it's there, throw it out into the flat. I know this may not be the most exciting thing. And so the film I have has the end zone view from both sides. So I'm going to scrub quickly through the second version of that, unless it's something. But that's a pretty boring play right there. All right, second down at 6. All right, so right now we're in a 2 high safety look. Wrong button. Sorry. So we're in a 2 high. The box is light. All right, they're going to run. Okay, that's a nice play. So this actually was, I don't know if this is a run blitz or what, but what I like about this is something we've heard is like we're looking for penetration in the backfield to stop the run and get after the passer. So what they did is, because this is the light box, right? You've got 6 for 6, so let's account for the gaps. Actually, let me make my pointer red, so that makes it easier. Okay, so you can see. So let's account for the gaps, and I hope my pointer is showing up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So like one of these gaps is unaccounted for. So what they're going to do is take this end and shoot him in this gap, and then you have the nickel corner come and fill from the outside gap. All right, so they get a light box. Okay, let's run against it. We set it up, right? We set him up for a light box, but now we have every gap accounted for. And our defensive end gets a tackle for a loss, right? So that's going to be Brian Burns and Kayvon Thibodeau, right? They're going to add a tackle for a loss to their scorecard because they ran zone. They're just trying to seal the backside and then, have a run where they're reading these linebackers. Instead, you get this from the backside. So you get a nice run blitz, right? We're not counting that as we're only counting blitzes versus pass plays, but that's a run blitz. So nice job, nice tackle for a loss. All right, and then again, it's going to speed through the back angle. All right, so what do we have? We have third down now. All right, third down and 5. Let's see what we pull out. Again, I'm watching this for the first time too. It's not like the film reviews where I already know what's coming. So what do we got alignment-wise? Okay, so we have 3 for 3 up here, but this is a safety. So we're in a too high look, essentially, even though this is could just be manned up, right? This could just be manned up, but I believe that's a safety right there. So we do have a stack box, right? We've got 6 defenders in the box, 5 blockers. So because of the alignment, I'm going to call that a too high safety. And what kind of coverage? So all right, we get cover 1 man. So we got man coverage across the board, right? Man, man, man. 1 here, 1 for the back, and then this underneath. So we got cover 1 as our coverage. And just man coverage, all right? This corner doesn't do a great job. Carr finds it. Maybe he's just expecting to... Or this could be quarters coverage too, but this looks like more like man the way that this is being played right here. Let's see what happens up front. So hey, here's your wide 9 that you were talking about, right? Trying to create one-on-ones out here. We get a 4-man rush. We've got him slanting in this gap, so we're going over to this side. Four-man rush, he gets it off. So no blitzes quite yet. No safety rotations yet. Let's go for the back angle. All right, what do we got? All right, so we got 2 high safety, light box. This Carr check into a run. All right, trying to see some type. Maybe he's trying to see all right, so see this nickel corner? We're kind of showing the same thing that we showed on that run play earlier, right? What do we have coverage-wise here? So we've got him bailing into this deep half. So we've got so this shows we either have cover 2 or cover 6 down here. So this looks like cover 6, right? And what cover 6 is half cover 2, half cover 4, right? 4 plus 2 equals 6. But it's essentially a 3 deep zone. So you have this corner squatting, playing the flat, right? He's playing this 2-man a little bit game on the smash concept, but he's playing the flat, and then you have this deep safety. On the bottom side, you have this linebacker running out to play the flat, and then you guys have these guys playing a deep quarter and a deep quarter. So we've got cover 6 coverage. And you leave the sideline open on like this hole shot, right? That's something we talk about a lot with Daniel Jones, pulling the trigger on the hole shot. Carr does a good job reading this. All right, this corner declares, and it's there. So you leave that's the kind of concept you don't want to see when you have a cover 2 coverage, right? Because it leaves that hole shot, especially to the boundary. We got a 4-man rush. Oh, they called him out of bounds, so incomplete. So again, wide 9, right? Seeing these wide rushers. Are they working outside in? All right, Carr checks. So again, letting guys work, right? This rusher's going outside in, right? We're not just, okay, we're keeping contained. We have to keep the edges contained, right? No. I think that's Nico Autry. He's working outside in. All right, so your 4-man rush, but again, no stunt, but you allow your guy to freestyle. I believe that was a catch. I think that ref is dead wrong. Dead wrong. All right, so we got 1st and 10. All right, so yeah, they counted that as a catch. All right, 1st and 10 down on the goal line. So we got a single high safety, a stacked box, and they're going to run the ball. So let's get into the run view. All right. Got an odd man front, nose, 2 3s, and then the edges. Motion, they bump the backer back. We're running that mid zone. Play the edge. No type of run. I mean, this is your basic run defense. Backside end has to do a better job on this, making sure you're playing the back. Jamal Williams takes it back. Good DB support. Solid stuff. Good run defense, right? Just everyone play your gap, right? Gap, 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 gap. Everyone just playing their gap. Good football. All right, 2nd and 8. Down at the 9-yard line or the 8-yard line. All right, so we've got a 2 high safety look. They motion the back out. All right, so we got 3 for 3 right here. So it's 2 high look again, but it's a stacked box. All right, we got 6 guys for 6. All right, so we got 3 for 3 over here, or 4 for 3 when you include the back, and then these 2 down here. What is this coverage? So this is red zone cover 2 is what this is, right? We got these guys playing the flats. Now, Byard gets aggressive on this, right? Because he sees Carr roll out, and that leaves Michael Thomas wide open. He goes back and plays it. Carr misses the throw. I think they called holding on this too, though. But this is just your basic, like, red, goal line cover 2. What do we do up front? We got any blitzes? And 4-man front. Again, the wide 9s, right? Even down at the goal line. Like I said, we even drop a defensive tackle into coverage, right? So we've even got a 3-man rush here. Carr throws it away, or does try. I don't know if he's throwing it away or he just throws it badly, but he could have had a touchdown there. I want to see how this looks. I'm going to pull up my YouTube with on mute. Got a good amount of 120 people watching. All right, next play. What do we got? So this is 3rd and goal now, or did they call a penalty? No, they didn't call a penalty. So again, 2 high safety. Look, right? We got 2 high safeties. So let me jot that down. We have 5 blockers. So we have a light box. All right, so we got, looks like red zone quarters, right? 4 deep zone. 1, 2, 3, 4. Or this could just be man. This, I think, actually, this might just be cover 2 man. Oh yeah, this is 2-man, right? We have the 2 safeties, playing this area while everyone else is in man. Yeah, so this is cover 2 man. Or all right, so it's pretty simple. You get good man coverage here. 21 on Michael Thomas. Bad throw by Carr. So got some man coverage. Let's watch what happens up front. Again, wide rushers. 3rd down. Are we going to send some stunts? Yeah, so I don't know if this is designed TE stunt, right? But it looks like it the way yeah. So we do have a stunt on this on third down. Carr screws this up, ball gets hit, so we get ourselves a nice stunting on him. So we get a goal line stop. Good stuff. All right, so drive number 1 in the books for the Titans. We went to 2 high coverages on 6 plays, single high on 8. Stacked versus light box 4-4. 4 no blitzes yet. And then we used cover 6 coverage twice and then 2 stunts. So how about that? First down. All right, drive number 2. All right, here we go. I talked about there being a zero safety look. Here we go. We got everybody on the line, right? We got everybody on the line. So we got 0 safeties. You have safeties on the field, but 0 safeties deep. Dang, first down on the second drive of the season. And then we got these birds on the line, right? We've seen a lot of this with Wink Martindale, right? They can have guys drop out, or they could just simply just blitz and play man coverage. And that's what they do. This is a true cover 0 coverage. True cover 0 coverage, so we send everybody. We're man coverage across the board. So we got ourselves a blitz. That's obviously a stack box. I think you guys can figure that one out. And they throw a screen, right? That is what you like to do versus 0 looks. Corner does a good job making this tackle. Nice stuff. Right? Just everybody counts. So the safety is for the counted for the back, but we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 for 5 blockers. And then these 2 are manned up right here. Nice screen. Let's get the second down. I like to fire. All right, second down. So we got what? Second and 11? Yeah, second and 11. Too high. Ooh. Yeah, we bring the safety down pre-snap. So we are in a single high safety look, which means the box is stacked. We're stacking that box. There's a penalty. So I charted too early. Penalty. So we got 2nd and 16 for a false start. All right, so this is not necessarily high, but we do have a 2 deep safety look on this, right? So we're going to chart that. We do have a light box, but we have actually, so we don't have any back in the backfield, right? But we are going to call this a light box just for charting purposes. What do we have coverage wise? So it looks like we have, what do we have here? So this is a zone coverage. I mean, this looks like a rotation of cover 2, right? He's playing this deep half. He's playing this deep half. I don't know if this 21 is the nickel corner or the safety. So we're gonna go too high. We're gonna call it cover 2, and we're gonna rotate up. Right? We're rotating this up. I mean, that's essentially what this coverage. I mean, let's just look at the end of it, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We got 2 deep. This is a 2 deep coverage, even though he's kind of playing a little deep on this curl hook zone. Right? And you have, these guys playing the flats. Nice rally and tackle. Versus Juwan Johnson. Again, wide 9 rushers. I'm going to have to say that a million times. No stunts on this, just a true 4-man rush. All right, so now we got what? 3rd and long now? All right, 3rd and 11. This is where I love to watch the defensive coordinators. All right, 3rd and 11. So we got 2 deep safeties. Right? We have how many blockers? We got 6 blockers. And then we got a light box. All right, so light box. We're even so far in this game, light versus heavy. What do we have here? What is this coverage? What is this coverage? Is this... So this safety is... I guess, is this man coverage? Right, because we're manned up here. But he's not in man coverage. What is this coverage? I'm having a hard time figuring this one out. So we do have a 4-man rush with stunts up front. But I gotta get the coverage down before I write. So we'll call it a 4-man rush. What is this coverage? Right? Because we're playing, this guy's playing the vertical. I mean, is this technically cover 6? But you got nobody in the middle of the field? I don't know what this is. I truly don't know. I mean, this safety's not playing, like he's playing deep, but he's, covering the underneath. So maybe it's a cover 6. But even then, he's chasing on this. I don't know. I'm gonna scratch this, write this down as a I do not know. Unfortunately. By the way, Chris Olave is a beast, right? Open, and Derek Carr doesn't hit him. Already pissed off week 1. You're gonna see this stunt up front. All right. Simmons gonna set it up. Man. What are we doing, Derek Carr? What are we doing? Chris Olave is wide ass open. All right. Next drive. First down. Let's go. So we don't have that safety in the middle of the field, but we only have, I guess he's creeping towards the middle of the field. So we got single high safety. Is this a stack box? This might not be. Yeah, this is a stack box. All right, we're going to run the ball. How do we play this? Okay, so we're jumping gaps, right? We're penetrating. Right? In a Wink Martindale defense, we're riding this player's hip. In this defense, we're jumping gaps, we're penetrating. And this tackle's not able to make this play, Ryan Ramczyk. So you can see that allows for a tackle for a loss. All right, so allowing guys to penetrate. You're going to see Dexter Lawrence be able to do that a little more. All right, where it's not just truly playing your gap, 2 gapping, just work to penetrate, get upfield, get yourself a nice run stop. All right, 2nd and 9. All right, so we got 2 high safeties at the moment. Even though they're wide, we do have a 2 deep safety. Look. We have 5 blockers up front, 6 in the box. Right, because even though this is a 2 deep safety, we've got 4 for 4. So we do have a stack box despite the fact that we are on a 2 deep look. Coverage-wise, looks like we're in quarters. Cover 4, 1, 2, 3, 4 deep zone. Carr hits Olave underneath. Middle linebackers carrying Thomas on this. What do we have up front? So we got a 4-man rush. No stunts or games. Carr gets that ball out. There we go, Jeff Simmons. A dog. All right, next play. Did they get a first down on that? Probably. Yes, first down. All right. What do we got? So we got a single high safety look. This is technically not a stack box because of the alignments on these corners and how tight they are, right? So like you could technically be like act like these guys in their box, but they're really not. So I'm going to chart that as a light box. What do we got? What are we running here for the Saints? Okay, so we're running this cutback run. Good job filling by everybody, right? Bam, safety here, linebacker here. Jamal Williams bounces. This is where we need our edges to be good run defenders, right? Can't just set this edge. You got to be able to take this outside. And Williams able to bounce, but a good job by Bunting making a tackle. The corner. All right, so what do we have now? 2nd down and 4. All right. Too high coverage. Light box. So again, we are even on stack versus light boxes right now. Got some play action game. Okay, so this safety is rotating down. Right? We are in cover 3. From a too high look, we are in cover 3. Right? So this safety up top is rotating down. This safety is rotating to the middle of the field. We've got a cover 3, right? So now our safety has rotated down. All right, this is your basic cover 3 coverage. And you get a sack. Let's see how we end up getting to that sack. This is kind of a good rush, but you cover 3. I believe this is a 4-man rush. Right? I don't think there's any stunts involved. It just went around the corner, right? Versus play action, getting up the field. Right? Even though this is run. So this is, again, where, hey, letting your defensive ends just rush the passer instead of, playing all your run keys. This is where it can help, right? Because just getting upfield, right? Getting upfield instead of playing into this player, trying to set an edge, read what's going there. Just get upfield and you get yourself a sack, right? From that wide alignment. Where if this was like a true handoff, which again, you're reading the tackle, so you're hoping it's not. But let's just say they folded this, right? Like they have, him down block and then the center pull around to the linebacker. Well, then you got a lot of room to run this, but they don't. And you get yourself a sack. How about that? Is that Arden Key, I believe, number 49 is? Do you know who Mr. Irrelevant was this year? Jalen Key, safety, Alabama. Jalen Key, safety, Alabama. All right. What down is it? It's 2nd down, right? No, 3rd down and 10. All right. 2 high safeties. So we got 2 high safeties. A light box, as we would expect on a 3rd down and 10. And what coverage do we have? Cover 2. But it's an inverted cover 2, right? Or half inverted cover 2 because let me explain this coverage. I've been kind of going through kind of fast with this. So you have 2 deep safeties, right? So in cover 2, you would assume, all right, deep half, flat, and then the middle of the field and curl hook defenders. So what they're going to do, and this is part of like the rotation stuff that Shane Bowen likes, is we're going to give you a different look. Right? So we're gonna run the same basic coverage, but not make it look that way. So what we're gonna do is he's gonna replace this safety, this corner, Sean Murphy Bunting, and he's gonna play the deep half. Right? Like up top is the same. It's your basic one. But down here, all right, he's playing the deep half. Right? So he originally in a basic coverage, he would play the flat. So who's gonna do that? This nickel corner is gonna replace and play the flat. Well, the nickel corner would play the curl hook zone right here. Who's going to do that? The safety, right? So you have your cover 2. You have your linebacker carrying the middle of the field, right? So it's like a Tampa 2. right? And that confuses Carr. Right, so he gets pressure up front. They run a 4-man rush stunt. So again, that is cover 2, but it's just a more complex way to get there. Right, we have these rushers to the edge. I'm going to put a little note of the 3 to 1 side. We do stunt with a 4-man rush. Carr checks it. We rally, we tackle. We get these sons of bitches off the field. All right, what do we got next? All right, next drive, first down. All right, we got a single high safety, stack box. So let's chart that. Play action, cover 3. Cover 3, 4-man rush. So I've noticed so far, here's a tendency. Again, this could just be the Saints. When they get in this under center stuff and want to run play action out of it, it seems cover 3 is the coverage that they like to go to on that. Right, so that's something. We ran cover 3 times. I think 2 have been on these under center play action. Right, we're matching underneath with this vertical. We pass this off to the post off to the safety. They run that post wheel. We pass this off. Right, so what Carr is wanting on this post wheel is versus cover 3 is that this player follows the post, which he does, but this defender plays the flat, right? Because that's technically his responsibility. But we match and we carry it vertical and it's not there, right? So ideally, he's hoping like to hit this throw right here. It's not there. Now, the way you will get to that, New Orleans Saints, is you put something right here. You put something right here, so if it's not there, you have something easy, right? The Giants like to run that. The Saints do. They don't do it good. This Carr scrambles. I believe this is a 4-man rush. Yes, 4-man rush. Do we stunt on this? No. Even though it looks somewhat like it. Carr scrambled. I don't know if that was a first down or not. All right, 2nd down and 4. It was not. All right, we got 2 deep safety. Light balk. Safety creeping down. Creeping down. We are going to call this a 2 deep safety, even though this safety, so it's a light box that ends up being solid. All right, so they throw the screen. Simple 4-man rush. Nice tackle by the back. So we've only had one more than 4+ rusher on this, right? On that cover 0 on first down, the second drive of the game. When we get to halftime, I'll check in on the chat a little bit. So I love the both view thing for when I'm doing film for a live stream. I'm going to be honest, it sucks. All right, 3rd and 1. What are we going to do? All right, so we've got 1 deep safety. We are stacking the box. So we got an over front, right? 3 technique to the strength, nose tackle to the backside, to the weak side. They're running duo, which is just like a double team run. Linebackers are filling hard, but we're not. I don't know if Shazier does this wrong, but he fills into this gap, and so is this linebacker, and leaves this gap wide open. So I don't think Shazier did the right thing here. I think he needs to trust this linebacker to fill this and play his gap. I guess he plays it and then gets back into it and then the back. So I guess it's a good run by Jamal Williams. Good cut. So good job by Jamal Williams. You got to give credit where credit's due. All right, first down. All right, we're going to call this a single high look, even though this is tough. So it is a stack boss regardless. So we're going to call this we're lined up, manned up. And then this safety is obviously 3 yards deeper. We're going to call this a 2 deep. That's tough. What do you call it? I mean, I guess it's technically neither. But he's just playing so far to this side. We have cover 1 as the coverage. All right, so I'm gonna call this 2 deep. It is a stack box. We're gonna call this cover 1. We're rotating the safeties. Right, so this safety rotates down, takes this in man coverage. I'm sure this is some type of switch, right? Like if Thomas runs out, then he's going to stay in man coverage. If he breaks in, well, then we take this in man coverage. But we got man coverage across the board, 1 deep, 1 underneath. And that's cover 1. Four-man rush. Carr fires it in. Did he catch that? I think that might. No, they're calling it a no catch. Let's see it from this angle. 4-man rush. Again, this is a lot of 4-man rush stuff. Is there any stunt on this? No. But you have the freedom to work outside in, right? Which gives up the contain, right? It's fun when it turned into a sack earlier. It's not as fun when Carr is able to get outside the pocket. Right? What the hell is Carr doing? Is that a catch by Rashid Shaheed? I don't think so. So, how long have we been going? Okay, so I think this is going to have to be a 1-game thing because we're taking a long time. Yeah, I think this is going to be a 1-game thing at a time. But hey, we'll do 2 a week. I'll be on vacation for 2 weeks, so we won't do it on those weeks. But yeah, I think if we do 2 a week outside of those, we should be able to get this done. All right, 2 deep safety. What down is it, by the way? 2nd and 10. Okay. 2 deep safety. We have a light box. Four-man rush. What's the coverage? We got quarters. Cover 4, right? 1, 2, 3, 4. So that's the coverage. So pretty diverse coverage usage so far. What is this? Scissors. Okay, so they're running a scissors concept. Really good job passing this off. I know Carr could probably bang this in there, but the safety gets underneath. So good job passing this off down here. Carr just kind of throws a jump ball to Taysom Hill. Certainly a decision. I kind of hate when people say that. That's certainly a decision. Just sounds really weird. 4-man rush. No stunting. I guess he's just kind of throwing the ball away. So it was certainly a decision for me to say it was certainly a decision. By the way, Rashad Weaver's not the best player in the NFL. I liked him. He has good plays on film. That's a solid. I know he ends up losing at the end, but he does put some solid tape up on film, even though he's not a starter. All right, so now we got 3rd down. 3rd down in the red zone, 2 deep safety, light box. What are we gonna hit him with? We're gonna throw anything funky at him? We're just gonna run some basic cover 2 man, which is what this looks like. And that is what it is, right? So we've got man coverage across the board. Man, 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 man. And then the 2 safeties. Four-man rush. So this is what's good about this, right? Is you don't have to, when you're playing man on this, you don't have to worry about the inbreakers, right? Because this safety is here, right? For this inbreaker, right? So Carr could maybe bang that in there if he throws it tight, right? But that safety is there making, playing on that, right? And then this safety is worrying about the inbreaker with Olave. Now Carr throws it late, right? He reads 24, and when 24 goes to play the post on this, right? Because 24 is reading this, he sees the post, he goes to play the post. So Carr is late, and we end up getting a strip sack or incomplete pass. I don't know what it ends up being called. Again, wide alignment, right? Wide nines, 5, 4, right? Wide. And we'll see this from Carr's view. This is a 4-man rush. Forgot to write down the coverage. Right, so what Carr is reading is, okay, that safety's sitting. He's trying to pump this safety off, right? So I see it better from this angle. So he's trying to pump the safety off, which does work. When he gets back to this, it's late. Even then, that's still might end up being an incomplete pass, right? Like 0 might make a play on this ball. But hey, when you get wide, right, and you have this player playing into the hip, nice play by Arden Key, right? Like that's a great setup for Brian Burns and Kayvon Thibodeau to make their plays, right? And I think that's where this scheme, if it benefits anybody the most, it's going to benefit Kayvon and Brian Burns because it's going to let these guys pin their ears back and go. All right, first down, 6 minutes and 30 seconds left in the first half. All right, so we are going to technically call this too high because that's what it is when the ball is snapped. Right? We have a light box, I believe, right? We had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so yeah, so a light box. Now we're rotating this safety down, right? And this safety to the middle of the field. They run this fake sweep toss. How do we play this in the run? Right? How are we playing this? Again, odd front, nose 3. You got your tight. Get in upfield, disrupt this, right? This is where DBs are so crucial in the run game, right? Not only do we got to fill outside, but we can't get blocked by this, right? We can't get blocked by this. This is where it's important. Make yourself a nice little run stop. All right, what do we got? 2nd and 8, 2-yard gain. All right, single high safety. Stack box, odd front again. What do we got coverage-wise? We got cover 1 man coverage with the 5-man. All right, so it's our second blitz of the game. How about that? So we got man coverage across the board, right? Man, 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 and then we're rushing 5. Man right here. Now what I like is so we're also within this man coverage though. We are passing off the crosser, right? Because this is, I believe that's Vaccaro, right? Number 24. I don't know, but that's a safety. So we pass off this coverage and replace our roles. And we get ourselves a 5-man rush and a sack. So our second blitz of the game. All right, nothing crazy. It's just that we got a 5-man front. We send 5. Man, Arden Key went to work in this game versus Trevor Penning. And with this little hezzy cross chop. Nice hands by Arden Key. Put some respect on his name. I'm learning about him. Get ourselves a sack. No stunt on that either. Actually, no, there is a stunt. All right, so the nose is going to play into the guard. So we do have a stunt on that. So it's our 5th stunt of the game. All right, so now we have 3rd down and 8. We got 2 deep safeties. A light box. Four-man rush. All right, so we got our cover 2-man, right? We've got man coverage across the board. Man, 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 and then the 2 deep safeties, playing their role. Man coverage here. 4-man rush stunt. Right? Man coverage across the board, right? Playing with inside leverage. Good man coverage, right? Carr doesn't really have anywhere to go, ends up getting sacked. This is just good old-fashioned man coverage. Let's see what happens up front because the pass rush has to get there. Again, we're aligning these guys to one side, trying to create one-on-ones. Right. And then we have Arden Key. Set it up. So we got an ET stunt, twist, whatever you want to call it, game. Right. So the way we're doing on this is, so you have Simmons play into the left guard, right? Like occupy this left guard while you have Arden Key work inside, bringing Penning down. And then he plays into this guard's hip. You hope that Penning is playing, not passing this off correctly. And then you have Simmons coming off the corner. Right? So that was a 4-man rush. Get yourself a sack for Jeff Simmons. All right, so 2-minute drill. They get the ball back. 1st down. 2 deep safety. Light box. Looks like we end up in that. Yep, that cover 2-man again. And we get cooked by the tight end. Right? So that's the issue with when you're running cover 2-man instead of the cover 1 where you have, a robber or this underneath defender, is that it's awesome covering the deep part of the field. But if someone gets beat on an inbreaker, which 37 does, great route by Juwan Johnson, honestly. Now you have all this space and it leads to a bunch of yak. I mean, that's a big play right there, right? Off of nothing crazy. 4-man rush. We got a stunt. So just, again, leaves you open for yak when you face that. All right. 1st down, 2-minute drill, still going. They're trying to move the ball. Again, 2 deep safeties. It is a light box. All right, so now we got 1 robber, right? So we're trying to stop that middle of the field thing because, right, we're man coverage across the board. Man. This player's in man with the back. And we're in that 2 deep look. We're going to have this safety come down. Right now, he comes down a little late. But you see how this is what it's meant to be, right? He's playing the middle of the field. But they run basically the same thing, just with Rashid Shaheed this time. Just that little stutter inside. I understand you want to play both sides, but you kind of got to play this a little faster if you're a safety. Like if you want to protect the middle of the field, so they get a catch. He goes down and makes a tackle, right? That's a solid, it's only a 7-yard gain in a 2-minute drill. Keep the clock running. But that's, you know, that goes both ways. So, oh, do they call that incomplete? Why is it saying second down? Oh, never mind. The clock's wrong. So it's 2nd and 2. All right, once again. So, all right, here we go. We got a blitz. We have 2 deep safeties, right? But we got a stack box, right? We've got 6 guys in the box, 5 blockers, and we have this nickel showing right here, right? So we have a stack box. So what are we going to do? So we're going to run a nickel blitz, and we're going to run 2-man, right? So this linebacker is going to replace the nickel corner. Or no, actually, no, this isn't 2-man. This is just cover 4 with the blitz, right? So we got 4 deep. 1, 2, 3, 4 deep. These guys playing the curl hook, but the middle of the field is not occupied because we sent 5, right? So we vacated that zone versus this 4 wide 2x2 look. All right, so we have these guys playing right here. This is good, but it does leave this middle of the field open. Honestly, surprised. I guess, hey, Carr throws the curl versus off coverage. Not bad, but this could have been a nice little, you know, run and catch here with the linebacker flips his hips. So this is cover 4. This is a blitz, though, right? So our 3rd blitz of the game. Let's see how we set this up because we've got, you know, wide alignment, 4-eye, wide 9. So we set this stunt up here, right? Jamal Williams does a good job blocking this. So wide alignments have been a key. Ardent key. All right, 1 minute left. First down. 2 deep look. Light box. What is our coverage here? All right, so we have a cover 3 coverage. This safety's playing underneath, even though it's a little deep. This is cover 3. Safety coverage usage has been pretty diverse. Yeah, so this is cover 3. Carr takes a sack up front. Let's see how we got to that. All right, so we stunt again. All right, we are stunting on him, especially in this 2-minute drill. Right? So we play da-da-da into the center, right? Clearing this guard. Edge has to play outside. They actually pass this off fairly well. Actually, McCoy doesn't. McCoy's not ready for this shit. He busts it. Defensive tackle busts it up. Gets himself a sack. Good stuff. Let him know. All right, so did they call a penalty on that? Some roughing the passer bullshit? I don't know. All right, so we're at the 40. No, they did not. So 2nd down and 17, I believe. So we got 2 deep safeties, which usually means a light box, and that is true in this case. But we're going to have this safety rotate down. We are in cover 3. So this safety is rotating down to cover the middle of the field. We have a rotating down safety. This is cover 3. Again, middle. So that's something. Middle of the field and 2-minute drill. That is something that we are noticing. So let's put that down as a trend. We are not even halfway through and we're at an hour. Yeah, so leaving this middle of the field open once again. All right, that's an alarming trend. So 2-minute drill. They do stunt. They do run a 4-man rush. Yeah, middle of the field's being left open. 3rd down and 11, I think. The clock doesn't keep up in the 2-minute drill. All right, so we got 2 deep safety. Light box, obviously. The light box is being overinflated by the 2-minute drill. What do we have coverage-wise? We have cover 2. Okay? This is, again, that inverted cover 2, right? Like we talked about before. So this corner is going to play the deep half. He replaces the flat. He replaces him in the curl flat. So we have cover 2. But this is 2 out of the 4 times that they've run that they've run it in an inverted way. Ooh, we got ourselves an interception. So Carr is seeing all this, right? We've got 4 for 2. Not the ideal. So he gets to the backside. We got 3 for 2. And he knows he has this tight end on the seam. This linebacker does a good job of reading the QB's eyes, playing it, flipping his hips, and getting underneath. Right? And Carr's trying to throw it past his shoulders. He does a good job of this. Gets himself an interception. That's good. 4-man rush. Again, wide alignments. Do we stunt? No. So again, Carr, I guess this isn't a linebacker. This is a corner or whatever, number 37. Good play. That's good ball right there. Right. And Carr sees, right? Okay, they have 4 for 2. I'm getting to the backside of this. I've got the seam. And he sees this corner right out here, like playing wide. And he's thinking, okay, I can throw that past his shoulders. Nope. It's an interception. Well, that's a Monty Hooker. So it's a safety. How about that? Tyler Nubin. That's Tyler Nubin right there. All right. We are in the second half, people. We made it to the second half, and I have made the decision that this is going to be a 1 game at a time type of stream. I will not be streaming for 4 hours straight. I am sorry. But we're going to do it again. I've been planning to do it twice a week anyway, so let's check in on the chat. Chat's kind of quiet, which I get. We're just watching film, right? We're not asking questions and stuff like that. Thomas Panicola likes the scheme. Welcome. Big Pat says our linebackers will be key in this defense and open field tackling. Yep, I agree. Bronx Boy 73. Don't you think scheme would change with personnel or lack thereof? I mean, the Titans didn't have a ton of talent. And I think it's going to be fairly similar, right? Like stunts, wide alignments, right? You have Brian Burns and Kayvon. Give those guys wide alignment. You have, a good comparison of Jeff Simmons and Dexter Lawrence. Corners, they didn't have a lot of corner talent the past few years in Tennessee. And then safeties, you get your Tyler Nubin in there to be that, that guy that you move around and allow him to make plays. So I actually think the personnel is fairly similar. And I think the Giants are a little better at linebacker with Bobby Okereke. So how do you see Simmons work in this system? Safety or line? I don't see where he fits besides 3rd and long type of stuff. I don't see the vision for Simmons in this. What do you think about Flock, cornerback 2, and Belton at slot? Belton is a ball hawk since well, then what are you doing with Andrew Phillips, right? But I do think Belton can get some like third safety looks in this defense, and I think it would fit him well, right? Like what Amani Hooker just did, that's what Dane Belton's good at. So, I'm concerned with D-line depth after seeing all these 4-man rushes. Yeah, defensive tackle depth, obviously. I actually think the edge depth, Aziz is a good 3rd rusher if you just get on the field, and this scheme's going to help him a bit. Aziz, the question is staying healthy. And last year was he played bad last year, which, the year before he played great, and then just bad last year. All right, let's start the second half, though. All right, so safety look. I mean, it's hard to call this a single high when he's not in the middle of the field, but for charting purposes, we'll call that. This is obviously a stack box. They're going to run the ball early. Let's get to it. Do we run any type of run blitz or anything here, right? Do we slant guys in their gaps? No, pretty basic run fit. All right, we're squeezing everything down, which means, hey, Mr. Cornerback, you got to come back down and tackle. He does. You have Shazier playing kind of what Okereke would be asked to do. Excuse me. Solid play. All right, so next play, we got a 2 deep safety look. Oh, we got ourselves another nickel blitz. End up handing the ball off. There's a light box. But hey, this was a blitz, right? They were having the nickel corner blitz, and then this safety come and rotate down. So we'll put that down as a rotation down. Penning does a better job on this one, but still a good run fit, right? It looks like a light box, right? But we have gap, 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 gap. Got to play a little faster on this, and like the backside's got to do a better job, right? 96 has to get into this gap. This linebacker's got to get a little more downhill, and then you have the nickel corner coming off the edge, but a solid run play. All right, so now we got 3rd down and 3. Let's go. 3rd down. What are we looking at? We got single high safety. A stacked box. So what do we have coverage-wise? Looks like man, right? 21 chases on this versus a mesh concept. Yeah, so this is man coverage. This is a good job by 24. Now, sometimes in cover 3, like this might be cover. I'm actually gonna call this cover 3, even though they match. Is what they'll have is if you have 2 players out here, right, in cover 3, and like, hey, this player is responsible for the vertical right here, this number 21. But if they break in, they will have them just follow it, right, and then you'll have this player play outside because we don't need someone right here, right, especially on a third down. And the way that this corner is playing is not man. So I'm actually going to call this cover 3, which has been the most used coverage so far. So I think it backs up to some of the charts. So cover 3 versus mesh. Okay, yeah, this is cover 3. Great job, right? So 24 is playing the curl hook defender. Right, and a lot of traffic here. 83 is the guy who's breaking open. And bam, get down and play it. Right? Forces Carr, because Carr wants to throw this, and then he sees 24. Is that still Vaccaro? Can someone confirm that for me, who number 24 was on the Titans last year? I know 31 was Kevin Byard. 37 was Amani Hooker. Kenny Vaccaro's not in the league anymore, right? Am I tripping? Am I really that old? Right, so now Carr's got to get off of that. Now, so this is also something the Giants like to run, where it's like it's mesh, but it's also like a variation kind of like of Y cross, right? Where usually versus mesh, like like you have your basic, right? Sit, drag the wheel. But you'll have somebody work into this zone and it gets open, right? And the Giants have tried to do this and they've never been able to successfully get it. And so that is, hey, if this is something you show, right? And now it takes time to develop, but like we talked about, hey, we don't want this defender not covering anything, right? So he's going to vacate his zone and help cover this, which is great. But if your rush doesn't get there, well, guess what? Now that zone is wide open, and you just gave up a fucking huge play. On 3rd and 2, you gave up an explosive, right? So that's the negative side to that, right? It's like, hey, it's cool. We get more people to where the area is, but our rush doesn't get there, and a zone is vacated, and you give up a big play. And we've got, I believe, what's just a 4-man rush. Looks like they may have tried to work a stunt, but I'm not going to count that because you don't have anyone looping. Yes, we got to finish this versus Penning. Penning sucks, by the way. Right? So that's the negative. I love Chris Olave so much. That's the negative to it. He's like, oh, yeah, we're covering all this area. But then Olave is able to leak out into that deep third, and now you're starting your second half off not so hot. All right, first down on the 42. All right, what the fuck is this, New Orleans? All right, I'm gonna call this it's not a zero safety look. I mean, well, let's see what yards he at. He's at 2-7. He's at 10 yards. Oh, it's versus Taysom Hill. Okay, so when Taysom Hill's in at QB, I'm not charting any of the alignment stuff because it's not real. So I'm not charting anything on that. Right? I'm not even gonna bother going through this play. Next. All right, second down and 6. All right, so we got a single high safety. But is it a stacked box? No, it's not, because this player is technically not in the box. So it's a light box. They're going to run toss versus it. How are we playing this as a defense? So our end gets sealed off here. And this is where DBs need to be good, right? 24. You've got to get over the top of this block. You've got to get over the top of this block. 50. You've got it. You can't. You're not making this play. Get over the top of this block. Good job by, hey, cornerback. Good job, right? Good job by our corner. Because if it's not for him, we've got one-on-one getting to the corner. So corners are a huge part of run defense. Trey Avery. 24 is Elijah Molden. Oh, I know Elijah Molden. Okay, thank you very much, Kenny G and Chris Peace. You guys are lifesavers. All right. What's the down and distance? This has got to be like third and short. Okay, third down and 1. They get to the line quickly. Single high, stacked. We're just going to run the ball, right? Okay, we got to stop. Now they're calling a penalty. I don't know what that is. Let's see how we got this to this run stop, right? They motion this. Oh, this is simply just 93 being a beast. But hey, this is small, but this is where this stuff matters for these tackles for losses. Is 93, and like Wink Martin did, most time you're playing into this offensive alignment, right? But instead, we're trying to get into this gap, right? So we're swimming into this gap, and that sucks, right? That sucks for that for that offensive line. And then our linebackers fill in. Right, so instead of these two being able to double into one of these linebackers, well, now he split them. So now they are not only are they not blocking one guy, they're blocking none, and bam, bam, right? So that penetrating allows for everyone else to make the play. Right, Shazier fills out here because he bounces. So like that's where like the penetrator run defense stuff helps. Right? It just causes chaos for the offensive line. It doesn't allow things to go as they planned. Now, there's times where it can lead to big plays, but that's good. All right, first down, third quarter, next drive. 2 high safeties. Yes, it's a light box. And they're handing the ball off. What are they running? Hey, again, where you have your safety come and fill outside, you have your defensive end fill in, right? Causes chaos, right? We're penetrating, right? I'm jumping gaps. We're jumping gaps. We're having our linebackers fill. Now it puts a lot of stress on the linebackers, right? But it allows you to just rack up tackles for a loss on the defensive front. Right? But it does make things tougher on your linebackers. You're not able to play as fast. All right, next play. 2nd and 9. Too deep. Light box. What are we coverage-wise? All right, so we got basic cover 2. Right? Too deep. Middle linebacker playing this part of the field. Carr hits this. That's just something that you leave open versus cover 2. Kind of live with it. What do we got for the rush up here? So I believe it's just a basic 4-man rush. Do we have any stunts? No. That's just when you run cover 2, that's just something that gets left open. All right, 3rd down and 2. Let's get a stop. So this is too deep, but we have a stack box, right? Because even though this safety is essentially like a deep safety, only playing off, right? Too high. Right? I understand, like, I'm just talking about alignment-wise. That's what it is. Whether it's single, like a post safety or split safety, right? So that's really what making, because it's like, oh, he's not technically high, but he is. Stack box. We got 6 for 5. 3rd down and 2. What are we running? I think we're running cover 2 again. So this is what happens when you have fucking Taysom Hill, is you just don't trust to throw the ball to him when he runs this post, right? You have this post choice. So I think if this was any other receiver in the NFL, you just throw this, right? Because you have this seam occupied the middle of the field linebacker, right? He's chasing this as his Tampa 2. Right, let me write that down. It's cover 2. Right? So he's occupying that. He has to play the deep half, right? He can't get over aggressive. He'll get beat on a corner. And then number 2, Shazier is playing like this curl hook, and they have the choice route, right? So the choice ends up being doubled. Like if he breaks in, like he has to cover this, right? And that stutter stops him, right? And that's usually the throw you're going to want to hit. So what Carr should be reading, at least, is number 2, right? Now, he gave up an interception on a similar play earlier we talked about. But what he should be reading is, okay, he played the choice, throw the post. Should be an easy read, right? I know that there's some pressure here. Well, honestly, there's a good amount of pressure. But, hey, this is where freestyling as a rusher helps. And we'll hit that side, right? So this should be the throw. We should be hanging in here and pulling the trigger on this throw, but he doesn't, ends up scrambling, and it's going to be an oh my God, did he catch that? And you get in the scramble drill. So now let's talk about the positives and negatives of allowing your edge rushers to do this, to work outside in. Right? Awesome. Sound like Steve from Gloucester. Awesome. So he works outside in, right? That's awesome. Why? Because the post, we don't throw it, right? Here's where it sucks. Now we get to run out here and make a play, and there's no one out there to contain, right? And Carr makes a pretty damn good throw. Ballsy throw, and good catch by Juwan Johnson. So, hey, you see positives and negatives on a lot of stuff on there. 93. David Moa is playing for the Titans. How about that? Former New York Giant. He had a good preseason in 2021. So 4-man rush. So that's the positives and negatives of letting your, wide line. I'm going to put a note. Outside in, positives and negatives, right? So this is just notes to have for myself. But all right, so we're at next play. 1st down, we got a 2 deep look. Light box. So something I want to look for now is, like, you see this nickel blitz, right? And we're going to put that down as a 5-man rush on this screen. I want to see if there's, what I'm going to look for is there any giveaways to this, right? Because a lot of times, I guess it could be just the inside alignment with the safety over the top, but a lot of times some teams give it away where they'll have the nickel corner right here, and then they'll just put the safety 8 yards directly behind them, which is like the easiest. I honestly don't understand. Like the Cardinals, I remember did that. And it's like, this is such a giveaway, right? This is a giveaway to a, high school offensive lineman. But they run that nickel blitz. They run a screen, a bubble against it, which is smart. Get yourself a nice gain, Chris Olave. I mean, that's a good audible for Derek Carr. But something gave it away. Right? Because I mean, they've ran that nickel blitz 4 or 5 times in this game already. I mean, maybe it simply is just the corner is showing blitz. So I guess that is what it is, right? And maybe if this probably is like a 2-way go for Derek Carr, because you have a light box where if he comes, you throw the bubble. If he's just showing the blitz and he plays it, then you hand it off. Which I guess it's an RPO on that sense where you're reading that nickel corner for the blitz. But let's see if the next nickel. Hey, look who it is! That's Shane Bowen. What's up, Coach? Obviously, a 5-man rush with the blitz. Only our 4th blitz on a pass play of the game. All right, next play. We got a single high safety, stack box. All right, so let's see if we get to cover 3 against this under center play act. I guess they end up just handing the ball off. Well, I'm getting an important phone call that I kind of need to answer, but you know what? I'm streaming. This is actually a pretty important. I'll call back later. Something to do with a license plate softball game. Excited for that. All right. How do we stop this run? Getting downhill. 93 is getting into the backfield. Setting a good edge. Shazier gets downhill. They do something the Giants do, which is like a wipe, right? When you're running that wide zone is you down block on this and then pull around. But 93 does a fucking damn good job on this. That kind of looks like Tavondre Sweat. All right, run stop. How about that? So that's another note I'm going to write down is run D built off of tackles for losses, right? So it's not just like, oh, we're sound, we play downhill. No, it's lived off of penetrating run defenders. All right, next play. Too high. Look. Light box. What is our coverage on this? Looks like we're in man. All right, so yeah, this is cover 2 man, right? So we got man coverage, right? So let's read it. Man. We got the 2 safeties. He plays underneath on this, vacating the post, trying to cut this off, right? He reads it. Okay, this tight end gets it. So he plays this, right, which leaves the post. Now, this safety does a good job of getting over to this, just in case he did throw the post. More aggressive quarterbacks, what they would do on this. I guess this is the right read by Carr. He just throws it badly. But so if I was saw this right and I knew this was coming, let me write down the coverage that this is what I would like to do is try and get this safety to bite and run a better route on the outside here too. Right? Is run a post or corner post, right? Like let's get this guy working outside a little more. And then I would try and throw this post. But you also have this safety coming from the backside. So this is the right throw. It's just a bad throw. Let's see. 4-man rush. We're stunting. All right, so we're playing inside leverage on that. All right, so too high. Are we going to call this a light box because of where this linebacker is playing? So we have 6. It's a Taysom Hill play. All right, not charting anything. Fake. Nothing to learn. We'll revisit if we play the Saints this year. Schedule release on Thursday. I don't know if we play the Saints or not. Here's what we learned. DBs. You are important to the run defense. All right, 2nd and 6. All right, we got a too high look. Light box. So we can look, see, right? Like this nickel corner is in that same look, right? He's playing that inside leverage, like looking like he may blitz. And you have the safety over the top. This is more of a giveaway than what the other ones, right? Like on the most recent one we watched, and I guess we could go back and look at it, is that he was like would have been aligned on the hashes, which is just less of a giveaway. But they don't do it here, right? We're in that 2-man look again. Great route by Olave. I love Olave. So I said I love Olave like 5 times in this stream. 4-man rush. We're playing with inside leverage. I mean, that's easy for Chris Olave. That's just easy money for Chris Olave. If we are facing Chris Olave and we give him that defense, he's going to do that against us too. Like I said, it's a 4-man rush. Do we have any stunts up front? Nope. All right. Pretty simple. All right. 1st down. All right. Is the safety rotating down? Okay. So we are in a single high look. Can we call this a stack box? Because they have 7 blockers. So we have 4 up front, 7. Can we consider this player in the box? I guess it depends on how he fills. And I mean, they do have him fill inside and then have. I'm going to call that a stack box, right? With the single high safety, I think we can call that a stack box. Where they run in duo, which is the double teams, right? Let's see. I believe that's what that was, right? Yep. Offensive linemen stepping together. Duo. Honestly, a bad read by Jamal Williams. Like this linebacker doesn't feel hard. It should be right here. I guess maybe pre-snap doesn't see it. Yeah, this is a bad read by Jamal Williams. And then this is, where we talk about stack box. We have Landry fill in the I guess this would be the D gap. And you have the corner filling heavy, filling hard off from that spot and gets a nice run stop. Murphy Bunting's a good. What did he sign for? Because he was definitely I think he was someone we talked about as a free agent target for the Giants. Like he would have been perfect. What the hell? I'm going to look. Actually, you know what? The chat, I'm relying on you. I will check the chat in a couple minutes. Once we get to the 4th quarter, I'll check in on the chat. Please give me Sean Murphy Bunting's contract. 2nd and 7. Too high. Nope, not too high. We rotate late. So we got single high stacked. Play action. All right. So do we get to cover 3 from this play action? What do we got here? So we got these safeties passing this off. Now we're in man coverage. And we've seen them do this type of man. I forget what it's called. Where the safeties are in man on a receiver. And then if he breaks in, one takes it. If he breaks out, this one takes it. Remember the Bills. I was watching some Bills film like last year, and they did something like that. I forget what it's called, but cover one, a form of cover one coverage. But it leaves the crosser open, right? Especially versus play action. Carr sucks. Like let's see this from this back view. Right, this is a 4-man rush. I guess it's technically a 5-man because he's chasing. I won't even mark because it's not a blitz, right? Like he's playing his run key. He's chasing the quarterback because he's got this middle of this is his area when the quarterback rolls out. So that is a 4-man rush. Like throw this, Derek Carr. I know the safety might make a play on it, but you see this is not going to get I don't know, maybe. Whatever. All right, 3rd down and 7. Let's see what we got on 3rd down. We got 2 deep safeties. We have a light box. Okay, we got ourselves a fucking blitz finally, and we give up 6. All right, so what's the coverage here? So we're manned up here. Man. So this, I believe he is manned up on this fullback coming out of the backfield, right? But it's 3rd and 7, so we're staying at the line. So this is cover one. This is a cover 1 blitz. Okay, we're just sending the linebacker. We're sending stunts. So we have a 5-man rush. This is cover 1. We're stunting on this. So what happens here? Ooh, I just gave Sean Murphy Bunting all that praise. Oh, this is nice from Rashid Shaheed, right? So Rashid Shaheed puts this little stutter on him, and he's thinking, okay, he's got a 2-way go in or out, and Murphy falls for it. That's a damn good route. All that praise I just gave Murphy Bunting, and he does that to me. Why couldn't I have waited? So again, like we talked about, right? On these 3rd downs, we want to create one-on-ones. We want to set up chaos for stunts. So we line him on the inside of the guard, and this player in the B gap, and then wide 17, we'll call him, right? And then this wide rusher out here. So this blitz, right? We're setting this up inside, right? So this is the one-on-one, right? This is the one-on-one out here. So now we got 4 for 4. We're trying to create a rush. And we're trying to create this for Simmons, which I guess it does. Just trying to create chaos with these stunts. That's a nice play. So we're in the 4th quarter. Let me check. I assume we're in the 4th quarter. Let me check on the chat. All right. 3 years, $22.5 million. $17 million guarantee. Oh, that's a pretty big contract. Maybe I'm going to be less mad about that. Yeah, I didn't realize he made that much money because he made like what, $2.5-3 million on a 1-year deal the year before. Shit. Let's see. Check on the chat. That's that creeper blitz off. Yeah, the nickel blitz. Notice number 2, Shazier dropping coverage, given those different rush angles. Yeah, the nickel blitz is something that like a lot of teams run. It's for me the thing, and again, this is something I'm going to look out for is what are the giveaways on it, right? Because some teams make it obvious, some teams make it tough. What are the giveaways on that nickel blitz, right? Like Wink would like to do it where he'd get in those cover 0 looks. He wouldn't show it at all that the corner was going. I guess the giveaways, he'd put Pinnock in the slot and would just have Pinnock come screaming off the edge, and then you send 3, drop 2, all that shit that goes along with it. All right, 4th quarter. 2 deep. Light box. Handing the ball off. All right, what run we got here? Duo again. Okay, and see, hey, this is where the run blitzes and the jumping gaps help, right? So these two, so let's just pause it, right? So we have one-on-one out here, a double into number 2, Shazier, a double from here to this linebacker, and then one, and then one. But, so they're stepping in, right? So this is not zone. So when you're facing team that runs duo, they're stepping in together, right? And now they're screwed, right? They're screwed. And they actually do a pretty good job. Ruiz does a good job recovering and Ramczyk realizing it. So they do a good job on this. But then when you have the end slanting in, it just causes chaos, right? And that's what they're trying to do. And that's where it's different than, the last, where I think that's one of the big differences between Wink Martindale is where Wink, hey, we're playing into the offensive lineman, and we're trying to keep things clear for our linebackers. Where with Bowen, it's like, hey, linebackers, you're going to have to read a little more. You can't play as fast, but our defensive line is going to penetrate and create chaos up front. All right, 2nd and 8. Yeah, imagine the fact that I thought we can do 2 games, and we're almost at 2 hours now. All right, single high safety. Byard comes down before this play. This is a stack box, correct? Is it a stack box? So we have 5, we have 6. Oh, yeah, sorry, it's an odd front. So, yeah, single high, stack box. What do we got coverage-wise? Looks like we got all right, so 5-man front, 5-man rush, right? So nothing crazy, but technically a blitz. Cover 1. Right? So man, deep safety, man. Is that a Olave in the okay, so this is a good job, right? So you have Olave, you have to respect this out here, and this is essentially like just creating. So, and this is what we have noticed too, right? Like in the 2-minute drill or when we're blitzing, the vulnerable part of this defense is the middle of the field, the short middle of the field. That is left vulnerable, right? We've seen that, right? We saw it a lot in the 2-minute drill, and we're seeing it here now, right? Where Byard, like, he has to play this outside, right? If he's hesitant on this, you take an easy throw to Olave, he's getting to the corner, right? So when you don't have any middle of the field presence here, it's just easy money. So when this happens in the games, I want you guys to know, Bobby Skinner, middle of the field, short middle of the field. If I hate Shane Bowen, this is what I'm going to end up hating him for. All right, Taysom Hill, fake. This is fake. I can't believe this is still happening, even though it's actually pretty efficient. The Saints just continue to be efficient with this Taysom Hill shit, even though this is a extremely negative play. Not charting anything. Nothing to learn. 2nd and 14. There's some coach that's like watching this right now. I'm like, you fucking clown. There's so much to learn about this. All right, 2 deep. Light box. You got Shazier creeping up in the A gap. We got maybe a nickel blitz here. No. What do we got? All right, so we got cover 1 robber, right? This safety's playing deep down. And they end up handing the ball. It's like, even though that is what this play is, I'm not charting. I don't chart coverages versus run plays because if you do it for one, it's just sometimes it's just really hard to figure out. So if you do chart it when you do know it, it just makes it unbalanced. All right, so we got a light box, right? Wide alignment, right? Kind of inviting the rush. Still able to make a stop, right? 93. Great job. Strike, stun, extend. I mean, that's Teach tape right there. Andre Patterson's watching that saying, I want that guy. But hey, D-line, you got to do a good job. Dexter Lawrence, Jordan Phillips, Jordan Riley, DJ Davis, you got to do a good job. Because if you don't, right, if this guard plays this better, right, if this guard gets in there and pins him out, that's a big fucking run. I understand Byard's filling deep, right? He's coming from deep, but that's or it may not a big run, but it's at least a decent run. Let's see it better from this angle, actually, right? Like, let's just say Tart is that guy's name? I don't know. Let's just say that this, like, now you get a one-on-one with the safety. Molden coming from deep. Like, if you got a really good back, that could be okay. Look, let's see. All right, so let's again too high look, right? Which means light box most of the time. So now let's see the nickel corner, right? The nickel corner kind of showing. Am I going to blitz? Am I going to blitz? No, I'm not. Again, we're going to run that two-man coverage. Is that a linebacker covering Chris Olave? Or no, it's a safety. That's Hooker, I believe. So two-man is the coverage, which is now tied with cover 2 and cover 1. So here's something. Here's the most ran coverage so far in this. 4 tied with cover 1, 2, 3, and then this two-man. So I guess man coverage is the most used one. But this is just not a winning formula for this safety, having to play this type of leverage on Chris Olave. And again, so let's look at what happens on the front, right? Like, I'm never going to be, this is what would happen on Twitter is whoever this safety was, like, they fucking got cooked. It's like, no, he should have never been put in this situation. But let's talk about the front. So we send, no, we don't send 5 because he's going out with the back. But it looks like he's sending 5. So we're sending 4. And we're running a stunt. Right? And this is where, again, cool. Look, right? We set this up. Pressure up the middle. Here's where it's not cool. We get to roll out, and there's no one stopping us. Again, so there's positives and negatives. Right? Positives and negatives. I think he's been sacked, 4 times in this game? That's good. The negative is that it allows you to extend plays. All right, first down. What's the score in this game? 16-12 Titans. I think the Titans lost this game 16-15. So first down, 8.5 minutes left. You got 10 minutes more film. My gosh. All right, so we got a single high safety. I'm trying to figure something out here. So we got single high safety, stack box. They end up running the ball. This is a stack box, right? We got 5 blocks, 6, 1, 2, 3. So yeah, stack box. Oh yeah, because they motion them out. Stack box. Do we do anything fun up front? Nope, just your basic run fit, right? Everyone just playing their gap. Squeeze. You got to squeeze from the backside. Good job by Arden Key. Solid play. I mean, solid play for the offense too, but I think you both live with those 4-yard gains as long as you're not getting cut up by them all game long. 2nd and 6 under center. 2 false start. Dumbass. They call encroachment on that? They better not have. Car crying. Yeah, 2nd and 11. That's what you thought. That's what I thought. All right. Let's see. So single high coverage, right? Because Byard comes down, so we got single high, stack box. What do we got coverage wise? Okay, cover 3, right? Just simple 1, 2, 3. So now cover 3 is the most used coverage so far. So he's playing the flats. You've got this little. So, hey, it's that play we saw earlier, right? The choice in the post. This time, it's not there. Carr checks it down. Great job by Kevin Byard to go and make that tackle. So remember, Up by 4 in this. Never mind. I was like, are they scoring to trying to go win the game? Let's see. 4-man rush. We twist with the defensive tackles. All right, 3rd down and 9. Right, they're up by 4 with 7 minutes left. Right, this is the big down. So we got 2 deep. Is it a light box? Yeah, I'm going to call that a light box, even though it's, who's in, who's out. But we're aligned with that. So what coverage are we going to? All right, so it's that inverted cover 2 again, right? Again. Oh, and Carr makes the ballsy throw. That is a good decision. So again, what did we talk about earlier with that inverted cover 2? What is this? It is like, let's just get to this, right? What does this look like? Cover 2. That's what it is. But let me just write down inverted half cover 2. It's where, okay, the corner is replacing the safety. The nickel corner is replacing the outside corner. And then the safety is replacing the nickel corner. So Carr reads this, right? Like 37, he's got this middle of the field, like carry this up, Tampa 2 type of defense. And Carr sees that he doesn't take it, right? So it's like it's more you're just regular cover 2 instead of Tampa 2. And Carr can hit this to Michael Thomas, right? If he's reading this. And he throws it, right? This is like a correct decision. This is the throw that like you want your quarterback to take, but if he doesn't do it, if it doesn't work, you're getting mad at. This is the throw you want, right? Up the middle. If you have the receiver. Oh, that's a hell of a throw by Carr, right? And that's where you leave yourself vulnerable, is up the middle if these safeties are playing too wide. That's a hell of a throw. So again, we got a 4-man rush. We do stunt. I mean, I guess Carr could lead this out a little more. The safety makes a good cut play on it, right? So I guess the further it goes out towards the sideline allows your safety to make a play. So you got to have a safety who can turn and run with that, right? You got to have just a safety who could turn and run. And I guess it's not the best ball, right? Best ball would have been here instead of here. So I guess not the best ball. But I love the decision, right? Like, I don't think Daniel Jones is making that decision. All right, 1st down. Now it's a 1-point game with 2 minutes left. Let's get our team the ball back. Are we able to? I don't think we're going to be able to because there's 7 minutes left of film. All right, they single high, stack, speed sweep, or jet sweep. All right, let's see. Where does this break down? Oh, there's some type of penalty here. What happened here? Let's look at this from the other angle. I can't see it good from here. What happens here? Yeah, just a good call. Right, so Molden is telling, hey, Byard, rotate, get down. Right, replacing versus that motion. It's a good call. Right, when they have the safety down, just run it away from the safety. I don't know what the penalty was. 1st and 15. All right, it was on the Saints, so I guess holding. All right, single high. Stacked. We got an odd front. Taking on the double. Again, DB's being part of the run front, right? Murphy Bunting, like we said. He forces this back in. Funnel it into your linebacker, right? This is where Okereke and McFadden get to make plays. But you got to have a corner who does this the right way, who doesn't get lost up all and under this and lead to a big play on the outside, right? So you got to have the corners who play the run defense the right way. Okay, so now we have 2nd and 14. Trying to get our offense the ball back because they can't score. I watched this game. Tannehill's arm was done. All right, single high, stacked again. They're going to throw the ball. What coverage do we have? Is this... Okay, so again, it's like that cover one, but we switch the coverage, right? Where we have the safety down. And if it's a in breaking route, this safety takes it out, and then we replace this, right? So cover one right here. And Thomas just beats Murphy Bunting on this drag route. I mean, a good job by Hooker. Or solo job, I guess. Let's see what's the rush. All right, so 5-man rush. Our 7th blitz of the day. Maybe you'd like to see Hooker get on that a little quicker. So you're going to see, right? Watch. So you have Juwan Johnson, the tight end. So if this tight end breaks outwards, he's just staying. This player right here is staying in man coverage. He breaks in. So Byard takes it, and he peels off. All right, so we got 3rd down to 7, right? Can we get our offense the ball back? Too deep. I don't think we do based on the time left on this film. I'll be honest with you. Too deep. Light box. Oh, sorry, I lied. We are not too deep. We rotate the safety down. Single high. But it's not the stack box. He's not in far enough, so we're still going to call this a light box. What do we have? Just man coverage across the board? Yeah, cover one. Right? Man. How do we pass off this stuff right here? So it's like that first play that we looked at where like this tight end breaks in. So we just switch the coverage with these, like the linebacker. So the linebackers in this are... So actually, I'm wrong. So he follows Taysom Hill and man. So the linebackers are responsible for the back, right? If the back breaks this way, he will stay in man, and then he'll play this underneath zone. That kind of, not a spy, but in that spy area. And then what ends up happening, he breaks this way, so you take him. Does Carr throw the alert? Carr throws the alert and gets... Oh, our corner just gets dusted. What happens? I think that's Christian Fulton, right? We just get dusted. I can't be mad at Shane Bowen for that. He put his team in man coverage. Carr just throws the alert. Yeah, we stunt. We rush 4. Damn. Rashid Shaheed won this game for the Saints, honestly. All right, first down. How many timeouts left? Titans have 2 timeouts left. All right, so we're about done. Single high, stacked. Run the ball. How do we get this run stop here? Yeah. Occupying this double in the middle, right? You allow your linebacker to fill downhill. Obviously, there's certain circumstances. Simmons is just fucking destroying this tight end. That's fun. Lining Jeff Simmons out here on Jimmy Graham and Foster Moreau is diabolical. But hey, we're going 4 heavy, right? So that is that's a conscious decision that led to that run stop, even though your offense sucks. All right, so here's another note. Safety, rotate, versus motion, right? So we've seen this quite a few times, right? When the safety's out here lined up and they motion. I mean, this is pretty standard. So he'll motion down. He'll take this over. They throw the sweep at you. We got to stop watching jet sweeps from this view. I'm an idiot. Watch it from this view, Bob. Honestly, so this corner, when you get this jet sweep, and again, you got to be watch out for play action. But I would just get here. Get here and tell this safety, get here, and D lineman get wide. But it's hard to finish. I mean, Shaheed's good too. Stays in bounds. Are they kneeing it yet? 3rd down and 4. So this is probably the last play. Single high, stacked. Again, we see, hey, right? We see the motion. Watch the safeties. Rotate down, rotate up, hand it off. Oh, gosh, that's an ugly way to lose the finish the game, giving up a big run. What do we have? We got a odd front. Who screws this up? Really, it's the motion that screws this up because now you have him deep, right? And you have no one to fill this gap. Right now, certainly not proud of this guy getting jacked up, right, on this double team. Not proud of you. Not proud of you either, big boy. You're getting pinned out. But in reality is if they don't do this safety rotation, 31 is just filling in here, and it's maybe a stop. Shazier gets aggressive, tries to undercut it, not able to make the tackle. And that's game blouses. Right? We're kneeing it. We're kneeing it. Okay. Let me stop sharing my screen. How do I do that? How do I do that? Okay. My laptop is humming right now. All right. So we went almost 2 hours. So I thought this was going to be something that we could possibly do 2 games in. That's just simply not going to happen. So I'm going to do another one on Thursday. So the Chargers game we'll do on Thursday. Going to write down these notes. Maybe we'll put the notes on Patreon or something like that. Make sure to subscribe to the channel. I know this isn't going to be like the biggest views in the world, but we had a steady 100+ on there. So thank you guys very much for sticking around. Maybe I'll switch it up and do some in the evening, but I'm at least for the first week, I'm going to do them in the middle of the day. So appreciate you guys. Right? Appreciate you guys. Yeah. Okay. So Kenny G, thank you. Kenny G, thank you. Authentic, thank you. Mark, I mean, thank you everybody, right? All of you, even if you're not commenting. Thank you guys very much. So Thursday, we'll do this again. Also, what I'm going to do tomorrow, by the way, on the Jam Football channel, which I think I'm going to continue to do on the Jam Football channel, is I'm going to start just doing this, but with college QBs for next year, because I'm not gonna like do full write-ups when their most important year of film is yet to be done. But I would like to have at least a baseline knowledge because there's not these top guys, and have guys who I can like, hey, I actually think this guy can be that. Like, right? Like when we did our way too early draft preview in, I guess, 2022, we didn't look at the guys that were, we didn't look at Stroud and Young because it's like, okay, those guys are like consensus 1-2. I want to be able to go through 6-7 games of film and really give my full eval on there. We're like, okay, let's look at guys who aren't there, right? Anthony Richardson and Hendon Hooker. And we rightfully called, like, Anthony Richardson, this guy could actually be something, right? He's not just like, you look at his stats and you're like, oh, this guy probably sucks, but he's got a big arm and athletic. Like, no, this guy can actually be something. He goes through progressions and shit. And then Hooker, we're like, this is just a fake offense. So gonna do that on the Jam Football channel tomorrow. I haven't decided who I'll start. I was thinking starting with Shedeur Sanders, right? Just get the name pop and go through it. But we'll see. So, all right. Appreciate you guys. Subscribe, all that good shit. Let's go Big Blue. Check out the defensive UDFA review and click on the draft recap one more time. I'm trying to get that to 20,000 views. I'm sorry for manipulating